Get up. Thank you. This is very laggy. Did all of that. It's running at like 45 FPS because of Charlian. Time is it on the moon? First things first. I'll level this chocobo. I just gave the chocobo the XP. Skills, so it levels faster. Who cares about winning? Who needs to win? Come on, boy. Oh, get out of the thing! That was a mega miss. Who are you, dude? I'm pretty sure it matters. Being able to take corners. Oh, stamina tablet. Run! Did it? Rank 29? 11 more? Got a husky? Black high. Okay. I'm not sure it's that good to be first here. It's probably not that bad either, though. Well, I'm glad you guys like to just not take this one. Where are you? So far back. Next up is Bacchus water. Grab that. What? It doesn't overwrite what you have? That's retarded. Oh well, okay. What? I clearly took that. I was just being a bitch. Yeah, taking the corners seems very, very important. Ah, what the hell? 31. Let's go to Gold Saucer. Every 5 to 10 levels at least should feed the chocobo some food. I don't know how much I can give it right now, though. Ooh, 11 more. Damn. I wonder what the max rank is on Chocobo. So you kind of have to take that into account if you're gonna feed them. Otherwise you might be wasting feed. Is that all I have? Oh, okay. Can't afford. Can't afford. Super expensive to raise chocobos, dude. I don't want to participate in 5 gates. We'll just have to leave it like that. Let's just continue the story. I'm pretty far ahead in the XP as well. Morning was watching the BBs and Batch yesterday on Anno 800. You played it too? Oh, the Bickering Bunch, right? No, I mean I think I've tried it for like 10 minutes and then I stopped. I usually don't play those kind of strategy games or civilization games. Not because I don't like them, but because I just think that they're too shallow. Like, I want them to be more complicated, but they're not. Before we speak at length, I believe a change of surrounds is in order. I have more than ill tidings to share, you see. I sensed others arriving not long ago. Though my communions with Heitlin have grown infrequent, I have learned enough from her to know these are your comrades. And as luck would have it, they have already reached my abode. Come, let us join them. Alright. I don't know if they were doing some kind of multiplayer thing or something. But I can't join when they do that. So it would fuck up my sleeping schedule too much. Like, I already go to bed really late. And it's not even close to how late it has to be. Thank goodness you are unharmed. We did what we could to subdue the Tempered before making our way here. Not without casualties, unfortunately. Some few detonated explosives, killing themselves and others. The contingent's healers had their hands full tending to the injured and enthralled when we took our leave. Lest you wonder, Mistress Kryl hath also been delivered unto their care. Serving as a conduit for Hydaelyn's power hath taken its toll, but she will recover in due course. As for Alphino and Alice, they insisted on remaining in Garlemald, while we three rushed to your aid. It appears, however, that matters here have already come to a conclusion. But what manner of conclusion, if I might ask? And is this the ally whom Hydaelyn bade you seek out? He's not unlike the Shades of Amarant. Not unlike, perhaps, but not the same. I was created by Hydaelyn, together with this place. It has ever been my duty to keep vigil over Zodiark. Or rather, it was my duty. I fucking killed Zodiark. Then Zodiark is no more? We're gonna have to resummon Zodiark. And not without consequence, I'm afraid, for now the delicate weave of the star, preserved by his presence, will begin to unravel. If you mean to avert the final days, you shall have need of... Are you alright? My attempts to forestall Zodiark's release have all but exhausted my strength. If you might allow me to rest a short while, I will share with you all I can. It's all good. I wasted a lot of money on Europa Universalis 4 only to realize I suck at it and only sort of like it. You see, that's a Paradox game, right? And I just... like, it's pretty much only Paradox that are making those kind of games. And Paradox games are terrible. Like, they're... the only thing they have is, like, they have a map. And that's it. Like playing Stellaris or something. It's just a map. And there are like no systems or anything in the entire game. It's like when you make your race, you have like a little framework for how you like progress, kind of. But that's it. After that, you just take your big army and just like walk over enemy territory, and that's like the entire game. There's no real trading or diplomacy or anything. Just like walk. And that's why I don't like them. I'm actually kind of making one myself, but I've been programming for so long right now on Legends of Terrestria that I haven't had any energy to do that on the side. But it's like super early. And it's not exactly a map game either in that sense, but something similar. More like a manager kind of thing. Very, very, very early in both design and both programming and concept. Please do. You need not exert yourself on our account. These crystals contain records of your time here, yes? May we peruse them while we wait? By all means, if you would review them chronologically, might I suggest beginning with those on the upper floor? I shall leave it to you, Robin, while I see what can be gleaned from the crystals on these lower levels. But I know a lot of people play Paradox games just because they like history. So there's like, oh, this is Sweden in 1912. And now I'm going to conquer the UK, and that's like enough for most people. Not for me, though. Zodiac defeated. While he may have been in an incomplete state, that's nevertheless an impressive feat. But even if you hadn't, his demise was inevitable. Fandaniel would have seen to it one way or another. That said, he probably would have wielded Zodiac's power to wreak untold destruction before taking his own life, making this the better of two unfavorable outcomes. Dost thou suppose our host hath maintained his solitary vigil since the very beginning, without rest or relief? If so, these records comprise the sum total of his existence. We must needs handle them with care. As you gaze into the crystal, ancient knowledge of Zodiac flows through your mind. Daily summary. No abnormalities detected. Daily summary. No abnormalities detected. Daily summary. No abnormalities detected. These appear to be records of a long, lonely vigil on the moon, dating back to the beginning of Zodiac's imprisonment. That's what you wanted me to read? As you gaze into the crystal, knowledge of past calamities flows through your mind. The records describe how, with each rejoining, Zodiac's thirst for freedom grew, as did the strain on the brands. Maintaining Zodiac's imprisonment appears to tax Heidelin greatly. As you gaze into the crystal, knowledge of past rejoinings flows through your mind. The records describe the Watcher's efforts to prepare in the event Zodiac broke free from his prison. The records go on to describe maintenance carried out regularly with the Loporites, though it's not clear who or what they are. The Loporites. As you gaze into the crystal, a record of an unexpected visitor flows through your mind. The records note the Watcher's musings when Elidibus is spotted on the moon, though clearly not for the first time. It is clear he and his brethren have a keen interest in freeing Zodiac from his prison, yet they have made no attempt to destroy the brands. Perhaps they prefer he remain hidden from mortal eyes until the final rejoining. Perhaps they realize he would never dare bring harm to Zodiac so long as he remains imprisoned. What's the deal with the creepy Dark Souls looking guy in the robes? Which one? The one at the bottom? The big one? Or this guy? He also has robes and he's also kind of creepy. Or do you mean this guy? The Watcher. I mean, he does look like more like a creepy Dark Souls guy. Bismuth Katzbalg. Bismuth Axe. Whoa. Oh, it's just this set. It's this then. Ah, I know, I recognize this. Terrible. This isn't bad though. But we'll get there when we get there. A moment longer, friend. Did you learn anything of import? So it is as we suspected. Maintaining the brands requires a great deal of her energy and focus, and this cost has grown higher with every rejoining. That would explain why contact with her has become rather infrequent since the 7th Umbral Calamity. I too made a rather startling discovery. This heavenly body we know to be the moon was in fact created by Hydaelyn. When the Watchers said he was created together with this place, I thought he only meant this facility. Truly, Hydaelyn's powers are far beyond anything I could have imagined. I thank you for affording me this short reprieve.
It is we who should thank you. The records stored here are nothing short of extraordinary. There is much we could learn of Zodiark and his imprisonment, but perhaps you could offer us more focused guidance. Pray, tell us of the calamity that came before and comes now again.
Does he even know? Long ago, before the Great Sundering, there was but a single world, Etheirys. One day, from within the earth, a terrible cry issued forth, affecting a profound change in all manner of life. We were not exempt. Our creation magics ran rampant, giving shape and form to thoughts of hopelessness and despair. At first the phenomenon was limited to a single region, but quickly, so very quickly, it spread and engulfed the whole of the star.
Were the ancients ever able to deduce its source?
They were not. However, the convocation struck upon a method to predict where the next corruption would manifest. The etheric energies which flow through all of creation in the form of various currents. The currents which the currents which course through the land and seas. Those which flow through the very air. And those of a celestial nature which encompass both our star and this moon.
Celestial currents. I cannot say I am familiar with the concept.
Nor would I expect you to be. Few scholars of our time knew of their existence. Their invaluable knowledge helped us to better understand the nature of the calamity. Like the terrestrial ones of earth and air, the celestial currents form a vast network, but the ethereal distribution is not consistent. The convocation soon realized that the inciting incidents occurred in regions where the flow was weakest. Correlation without clear cause, ultimately. Nevertheless, on closer study, a stagnancy of ether was observed in nearby currents.
And so they sought a means to harness the forces of darkness, of activity and growth. Thus was Zodiac conceived. No less a power than a god's could set right the laws of nature and quicken the flow of ether within the star.
Precisely. With the advent of the Zodiac, our end was averted.
Emmett Selk claimed that those who summoned Hydaelyn did so because they saw Zodiac's power as a threat. Is that true?
Indeed, there was a faction opposed to Zodiac's creation, but their aim was never to unmake him. They understood the continued preservation of the natural order was dependent on his very existence. Until we could identify and address the underlying cause of the final days, he would need remain, for his departure would set in motion those apocalyptic forces once more. Hydaelyn recognized this as well, and so rather than destroy, she sundered Zodiac, herself and the star into lesser reflections, that she might confine him in this place. I could have sworn she beseeched me to banish the darkness. Perhaps she did, but as with all beings, intent is not always in accord with the spoken word. Hydaelyn and Zodiac are both constructs of man, approximations of perfection limited by our own imperfections. Zodiac was, without question, the more powerful of the two, having been born from the sacrifices of half Aetheris population. Thus was it necessary for Hydaelyn to commit herself wholly to his defeat. Still, more effort was needed to confine him. Maintaining the brands taxed her greatly. With what power she dared spare, she cried out to any who might listen, and offered her blessing to those who heeded her call. Though it was likely within her power to do so, I believe she did not wish to speak of Aetheris and her history. Like Zodiac, Hydaelyn's purpose is a reflection of her creators. They wished to look to the future and not linger in a prison of the past.
The Ascians set in motion 7 rejoinings before we came to oppose them. How many more worlds would have been lost had we not placed our faith in her? How many more souls living in the present would have been snuffed out for the sake of those long dead?
Well, in light of recent events, I see no reason to doubt your words. And even if Hydaelyn is not a god in truth, if Minfilia believed that we should trust in her plans, then I choose to do just that. Which brings me to a rather important question. Let's suppose we try but fail to stop this second coming of the final days. Should the source fall, what will become of the other worlds?
The nomenclature is more fitting than you know. Bring ruin to the source, and its reflections will share in its fate. Ah, it is ready. This way, if you would be so kind. A beautiful sight, is it not?
Yes, but what is it?
Hydaelyn knew better than any that her power was not absolute. Indeed, she has ever struggled to hold Zodiac and his faithful at bay. She feared the worst and so made preparations. In the event of his demise, there would be a contingency. This moon is more than a prison. It is a vessel capable of bearing the people of Etheris to safe harbor. You need not go far to find its pilots. In fact, I should be happy to take you to them. And fulfill my final duty as Watcher in the Dark. Phrygian weapon. I don't want any Phrygian weapons. No. The time is come for you to be on your way. The crater at the heart of Mare Lamentorium, where Zodiac was imprisoned, is not so easily traversed, however. Let us call upon Argos, the familiar whom you met earlier. He should have no trouble bearing your cross. Where's the dog? As Hydaelyn created me as the jailer, so too did she create Argos as the guard. It is his nature to appear when needed, and yet he is nowhere to be found. Strange. Mayhap the imbalancing of ether has affected him. Let us make for the crushing brand, and attempt to call upon him there. You need but recall the path you walked with Argos before, and you will find your way. If he labors in the service of Hydaelyn's plan, I see no reason not to do as he suggests. Shall we make for this crushing brand, then? I can't but think that the people who summoned Hydaelyn were, like, literally wrong. Asians were the good guys the entire time. Hello, Garbwire. How's it going? Happy weekend to you too. I ate way too many pancakes yesterday, my tummy hurts. How many ether currents do we have here? Doesn't even show up. We have to go all the way around here. We're on the moon. Why is the planet so dark? Is it because it's on the night side right now? Does it reflect that? I think it's turning. $317 yalms to the northeast. Wow, we can talk to this guy first. He'll probably tell us to go in that direction or something. The place we seek is just ahead, at the Chlorophosgron. You see, Argos cannot manifest without sufficient concentrations of ambient ether. You would be hard-pressed to find a greater confluence than inside this cavern. Follow me. A Weeper. There's quite a lot of life on the moon, I must say. Moon fishing? He's fishing on the moon? And you're dead. Yes, here will do nicely. The lunar spongoi draw ether from the ground, which is then dispersed in the air. At present, however, the ambient energies are not quite sufficient for Argos to manifest. Might you be willing to spare some of your own to help the spongoi along? Spongoi? Argos manifests in a flash. He seems glad to see you again. A most fascinating creation of Hydaelyn's, would you not agree? Should the need arise, he is even able to create reflections of himself on a whim. Though I assure you, it was no reflection which accompanied you earlier to the brand. No, Argos was quite eager to be at your side then, as he is now, it seems. I cannot recall when last he showed such an affinity for anyone. Indeed, I thought him more likely to shy away from you and your companions. Perhaps it was more than a sense of duty that compelled him to aid you before. As for your companions, All the monsters in the game come from the moon? Is that not the lore of the game? No, that's not the lore of the game. That is kind of true in Final Fantasy VIII. But not here. Unexpected, but greatly appreciated. The games are not connected, in that sense. I believe we are all ready. Then let us return outside, that you might cross the castle. Anything further in? Nope. I mean, there's nothing to find. You can't find any treasure chests or items or anything. At most, you find a sightseeing orb, which is just like an achievement collectible. $230 yalms to the north. Alright, I'm gonna go and get that one. Where is it? Here somewhere. There it is. Aw, can I even get there from here? I don't think so. I see a bridge there. That's probably where we're gonna go now. But even from there, we can't get there. I think. Sinus Tormenti. That's me, dude. My sinuses are tormented. Your destination is the structure there across the Cradle of Darkness. But climb onto Argos's back and he will take care of the rest. Once you arrive, it should not take long to find the ship's crew. The facility is designed to rouse them from their slumber in the event of Zodiark's destruction. Heed their counsel. Together you may guide the star and its people to a kinder fate. This is where we part ways. But know that I shall ever be watching and praying for your success. It's a lot of dogs! Our allies' assurances notwithstanding, we cannot be certain what awaits us on the other side, so perhaps it would be best if we did not all go at once. I propose the two of us cross first, while Thancred and Urianger wait here. Flying dogs! Why does it look like that? It bothers me so much. A malefic ether yet permeates from the crater. Remnants of Zodiark, most like. Just a little further. Are they gonna call it Ragnarok? Bet you $10 they're gonna call it Ragnarok. This structure is enormous, though that is hardly surprising given the size of the average Amarti. Apologies for the wait. Right then, let us head inside and... Oh? Most intriguing. A means by which he conserveth energy, mayhap. Well, I certainly wouldn't want him to blink out of existence on our account, helpful as he's been. Thank you, Argos. We'll take things from here. If Argos is to remain without, let us not keep him waiting over long. They're inside. Best ways burrow.
Our moonship pilot should be around here somewhere. Is that right?
Hello! Oh no, it's gonna be a Moogle or something, right? What is that? Oh no. Of course, it's rabbits on the moon. That's a lot of pilots.
Look lively, everyone! I know, this 1243rd inspection is a mite ahead of schedule, but it is of the utmost importance, for Zodiac, alas, is no more. As of now, our mighty moon has a new purpose, to bear the people of Etheris to safety. Our time has come, my friends!
I hate them. I'm going to kill all of them.
Be swifter than swift. There is much to do before our guests arrive. I expect your workstations to be immaculate, and don't forget to relay our signal to Etheris. Questions? Yes? No? Maybe so? No? Then hop to it!
Oh no.
Tis a rather curious crew she hath chosen. Their endearing forms intended to ease the passengers' hearts, perhaps.
Perhaps.
They must be the Leporites mentioned in the Watcher's records. Not at all what I expected, but the Watcher did bid us heed their counsel. I assume the one who gave that rousing speech was their leader. Though we might have to ask about in order to track them down. Come on, let's be about it. Rabbits. The Leporites all appear to have set about their tasks. Whither is their leader, I wonder? Hum hum hum. The leader of the crew? Not me, I'm afraid. Singing Way is the name. I am in charge of the construction and maintenance of the atmospheric circulation system. Only the crispest, cleanest air for the people of Etheris, and that's a promise. Now where's Stemming Way then? Trading Way. Saw all the fun the traders on Etheris was getting up to, and I thought to myself, hey, I could do that. So here I am, eagerly awaiting your patronage and bicolored gemstones. Lunatender Blossom. Moose Flesh, Dynamite Ash. Hello, Camping Way. I'm thinking of spending a night outside Bestway's Barrow, but I'm not sure what I'll need to take with me, aside from a tent, I suppose. Lem lem lem. Leader? No. Sleeping Way. My job is... perhaps I'd better ask. What do you think of our clothing? I'll have you know I'm the mastermind behind its design. Nothing Way. We're all going to die someday, so what if it happens a little sooner? Alright, dude. Oh my, but isn't this exciting? I've never seen one of your kind up close before. Would you mind if I take some measurements on your body? Just for reference, of course. There he is. Leader Way. What? How in the... When did you get here? Who let you in? Why wasn't I told? Take me to your leader. Were you the one giving orders earlier? Me? Oh, yes, of course. As the only one around here capable of doing anything properly, it falls to me to take charge of the others. Well, well, looks like you beat us here. Your friends, I take it? Is this all of them? A group comprised entirely of children. What must their parents be thinking? This isn't a nursery after all, though perhaps we should build one. Or did we build one already? No matter, you needn't worry your pretty little heads. All will be well, I promise. But goodness me, we shouldn't be standing about gawping. I must take you to meet the others. If you could run along back towards the entrance, you'll find a path that leads to the central platform on the upper floor. There's no wrong way to reach it, but it's the large glowing ball at the center. If you should find yourselves lost, I shall gather the others and meet you there. Well then, back to the upper floor it is. That's super far, dude. This place is super big. I need a chocobo 3 times larger. I have one twice as large, but it's not faster. Mapping way. Visitors at last, welcome.
Right, of course. Introductions are in order. Ahem. My name is Livingway, and we are the Loporits, created for the express purpose of commanding this ship and bearing the people of Atheris to a brave new world. More specifically, I am the one whom she charged with the execution of her most vital plans. You might say I'm her right paw. Livingway's the name, map reader and navigator of the heavens.
Pleasure to meet you all, but I'm still trying to make sense of this.
Confusion and bewilderment are completely understandable. Fear not, I shall walk you through it. The people of Atheris, through no fault of your own, I'm sure, set in motion a series of events that, unfortunately, culminated in Zodiac's obliteration. Acutely aware of the imminent crisis, your parents said to you little ones, on ahead while they began the necessary preparations. Still not following? No? Very well, I shall elaborate further. Here, we have Atheris, your home, and the moon, where we are now. Without Zodiac around to keep things lively, so to speak, the celestial currents of the star have doubtless begun to degrade. A calamity of apocalyptic proportions will be visited upon Atheris, bringing an end to all life. Very sad, that.
So too hath the Watcher claimed. By thine unperturbed countenance, I gather this eventuality was anticipated.
The doom and gloom. Oh yes, quite expected. Imagine, if you will, that Atheris is a delicious carrot that I've forgotten to eat and left out in the midday sun. The most earnest wishes or prayers will not stop it from rotting to the core. So sadly, there's nothing to be done but to abandon said carrot, Atheris, in case the metaphor is lost on you, to its grisly fate.
And this moon will serve as the vessel to deliver us to a new home.
Just so! We will gather up as many people, supplies, and resources as our stores will hold.
Oh, right.
And
That's what the Charlotans
once
had been
everyone is aboard, it's off to another star.
appointed to do.
Easier said than done, admittedly. For one does not simply hop from star to star on a whim. Which is precisely why we've spent countless years constructing the most propulsive of propulsion systems. We ought to make it to our destination in 2 shakes of a rabbit's tail.
Impressive technology. I dare say it is beyond anything we have ever seen.
No need to shower us with praise. All we've done is faithfully carry out the instructions left to us by Hydaelyn. Back in the old days, when she was still just Venar, she was dedicated to the study of the world and its inner workings. And the Watcher, the real one, not the simulacrum you met, was one of her fellow researchers. We and this wondrous vessel masquerading as a moon are products of their knowledge and know-how.
There's certainly more to you all than meets the eye. Might I ask where exactly you intend to take us?
We identified a few promising candidates for resettlement some time ago, but we cannot guarantee that they are fit for habitation. Moreover, the ship can only travel in short bursts. We intend to go down our list, hopping from star to star, until we find one suitable for resettlement. No need to worry, though. The vessel is being refurbished with accommodation for an extended stay as we speak. While we did have to rely upon outside help to determine what amenities were essential, I dare say we have risen to the challenge.
Help? From who?
From you and yours! Who else? Each time we woke to perform regularly scheduled maintenance, we were greeted by the resources you sent us. What better way to learn about preferences and proclivities of our present-day charges? Ah, but you're still adorable little children. Perhaps your elders were responsible for the deliveries.
I'm not sure what led you to conclude otherwise, but I can assure you that we are all grown men and women. And I very much doubt my elders know this place exists, much less how to send you so much as a starlight missive.
What? Then who in blazes let you on my moon?
Hydaelyn did.
Hydaelyn herself led you here. You don't say! Well, that's really not children. Then why are you so small and stunted? Like little baby carrot people.
Well, Amarotines were a great deal taller. In the present day, persons of such prodigious size are exceedingly rare.
So, you're saying everyone's not like the Watcher? Oh, confound it all! Someone could have at least scribbled a note about your profound miniaturization.
That tome in thy possession.
Oh, this? One of the first books sent to us. A compendium of the people of Aetheris, with a few blank pages at the back for minor corrections and updates as needed. The sum total of our knowledge of your kind is contained in these pages. I thought it was abridged and made small for our benefit, but this isn't a regular-sized book, is it?
Alright.
Building way, can you hear me? Yes, we're all very busy. Change of plans. I need you to rebuild the domiciles at 1/3 the scale. All of them. Yes, all of them, and but me no buts. See to it with all speed.
Perhaps you could tell us a bit more about your terrestrial collaborators.
Yes, yes, in due time. But first, I'd like to hear more about you, if it's all the same. I'd rather not risk any other complications due to outdated knowledge of our passengers-to-be.
Before we talk to more of these little rabbit people, how about I make some tea? That would be very nice. Yeah, I still have milk. I thought I added that. To the moderation list. Yeah, it's blocked. Fucking retard. Alright. But the final day is fast approaching. Living Way is keen to complete her preparations. Right then. Now that you're here, we need you to teach us all you can about your people, and quickly. It won't be long before the final days are upon us in all their terrible grandeur. So it is imperative that we be prepared to receive our passengers to be. If there is anything at all that may displease them, it must be addressed post-haste, and address it we shall, here at Bestways Barrow. We have assembled everything required to offer our guests the best way forward. Ahem. We have produced a myriad amenities we understand to be essential for day-to-day living, and I wish to hear your opinions on them. I'm sure you've all worked up an appetite, so why don't we start with foodstuffs? Meet me at the Caratorium, and we'll see about filling your bellies. She does not want her enthusiasm. The notion of the Aetheris rotting to its core being a matter of course is rather concerning, though. Nevertheless, let us take this opportunity to learn more of the Loporids and their vessel. To the northeast. There. Whatever, dude. That door? Ah! At least there's no such thing as a... And these poor doors. They're gonna be so punished at this point. Oh, I must have dozed off. What was it that I was supposed to be doing again? You can't just be growing carrots. Why do you have monsters down here? Why are they also rabbits? Up there. I'm gonna go and grab it. Oh. Cooking way. And living way. You're a lot smaller than we expected, but I trust you still have large appetites, yes? Welcome to the Caratorium. Here we create prototypes of the various sundries required by our soon-to-be passengers. Allow me to introduce the head of the foodstuff production. Cooking way. Pleasure to meet you all. Our work has involved no small amount of trial and error, but after many cycles of painstaking labor, I dare say we have created the finest cuisine our guests could ask for. I've learned all about the essential nutrients for a healthy and balanced diet from the reference materials we received. Why, I practically worn the words from those invaluable pages. Naturally, we've also considered ease of growth and production. We will not want for ingredients. I must insist you to try some. We have fresh stocks recently prepared on account of, well, because we just woke up and we're all quite famished. Hop along the platforms here and you'll find a storage unit full to bursting with delectable delights. Help yourself to anything you like. Gonna go eat some carrots. Oh, they want me to go up there now? Of course. Predictable. Blasting way. This doesn't require a debate. We have work to do, so quit dragging your feet and get to it. You open the storage unit and find a rainbow-colored assortment of carrots. Which carrot will you choose? The unassuming orange carrot. From front to tip, no scratches or blemishes mar this immaculate specimen. Nevertheless, if not for its excessive length and girth, one might think it was an ordinary carrot. Are you certain you wish to eat this carrot? Yes. On second thought, you elect to simply take an obscenely large carrot for now. Due to its bizarre qualities, it would be prudent to ask Cooking Way whether it was safe to eat first. Whoa! So, did any of our selections set your mouth to water? Ah yes, a fine choice. One of my personal favorites, actually. Please, dig in. I'm eager to hear what you think. Eat the obscenely large carrot. With great trepidation, you take a bite out of the carrot. There's a satisfying crunch as you sink your teeth into the orange skin, and a warm tingling sensation runs down your spine. With a second bite, a wave of euphoria washes over you and you drown in bliss. Alas, as you finish, the elation fades, leaving you with a desperate craving for another carrot. Did you just feed me like cocaine, dude? Oh! So what did you think? Blah 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 something something. The carrot of happiness is full to bursting with nutrients and is guaranteed to leave you feeling satiated. It's a staple among us loporids. We have plenty of other varieties too. Bleeding carrots to improve blood flow. Dream carrots to help with sleep. So you see, we have a carrot for every occasion. But what if I don't like carrots? You don't like carrots? Oh, you must mean you don't like them served in this fashion. Worry not, we have pureed versions on hand if you haven't the time to chew. I take it you too had a wide assortment of carrots to choose from and not else? If I may ask, what exactly did these collaborators share with you about cuisine on Etheris? Surely you are aware we have an abundance of dishes and foods you could emulate. Of course we are, but well, it was only quite recently that we established contact. Even holding a conversation was a struggle at first, so imagine our surprise when they sent a mountain of books and documents with no clear instructions. The sheer amount of information was overwhelming. If it wasn't for that encyclopedia I found, we would have been at loss where to begin. And so we decided, rather than divide our resources to prepare a variety of middling and potentially unsatisfying meals, it would be more efficient to devote our efforts to the production of a single perfect food. That's all well and good, but man cannot live on raw carrots alone. Have you considered cooking them? You mean steaming, boiling, roasting and the like? I suppose we could prepare the carrots in other ways, but our primary concern was efficiency. And what's more efficient than sinking your teeth into a carrot fresh from production? A rather strange approach to take for one named Cooking Way, isn't it? Well, technically speaking, Cooking Way isn't my given name. When first created, we were all named in the old tongue. You know, that otherwise impenetrable parlance the Watcher speaks. After we received a great tome of words, a dictionary that is, from our collaborators, we learned your language. Adverbs. Gerund was a gerund. Present continuous verb conjugations, just the basics. Then we found the terms related to our given tasks and used them to form new names. Aren't they helpful? No, not really, but it does explain a great deal. Wherefore didst thy kind deem such a change necessary? When the rest of your people arrive, we want to be certain they understand immediately what each of us do. You'd never be able to pronounce our original names anyway. I see. I hope our critiques, such as they are, were helpful to you. Though if you should decide to preserve flora and fauna from Etheris as well, you would be able to offer the passengers a more balanced diet. Until such a day, I pray comes sooner. Until such a day, one I pray comes sooner than later, it would appear there is naught but carrots on the menu. This bitch again! She's stalking me! I think we've had our fill of carrots for now. Let's move on to other necessities, shall we? Our clothing production is sure to impress. This way. There's a fate. There's still some progress left in it. Perhaps. Hold! They just straight up ripped the Final Fantasy IV music. I honestly don't like when they do that. It's too on the nose. Like, references are good, but this reference is just too much. It's literally like Soyjack tier stuff. No, it's the original. It's exactly like when I was a child. Here we are, the Apparel production station. We've chosen to employ more traditional methods for this task, creation magics. Paladin, in her infinite wisdom, blessed us with the self-same affinity for magic her people possessed. We have other amazing talents, of course, and I know you're dying to hear about them, but I will regale you with the details another time. That said, we did run into a spot of trouble at first. Our magic alone was not sufficient to see our work done. In the end, we discovered crystallized ether was a wonderful catalyst that could provide us with the extra vis we needed. My, how resourceful. Ah, the sweet sound of recognition. You will also be impressed to hear we've read all about your habit of changing attire to match your chosen profession. For the sake of efficiency, I presume. This has also been taken into account with our designs. But why take my word for it when you can simply try on our clothes? Make yourselves known to the workers and they will see to the rest. Who? Your stairs leave a lot to be desired. Ah, it's you! One of the visitors from Etheris. Goodness me, Mapping Way wasn't kidding, you really are smaller than the Watcher. Oh right, you're here to try on a set of clothes, yes? What would you have me fashion for you today? An outfit that embodies my bloodlust. Something simple yet functional. A fashionable and refined ensemble. Something simple yet functional. Simple and functional. Right. Aha, this will only take a moment. That's terrible. There we are. There we are. All finished. A perfect fit, if I do say so myself. Nothing too billowy or frilly, as you can see. Also light and durable. Sure to serve you well wherever your travels might take you. Would you look at that? Speechless. And here I thought you might not like it. If you've a mind to try something else, why not speak with my fellow artisans? I'm sure they'd be happy to oblige. You must continue wearing these garments in order to progress. You will change back to your normal garments if you move too far away. Look to your map for the garment change area. Speak with the restless Lopori to restore or prolong the garment change. Well, it seems like we have to stop there. Because it's time for our meeting. It's only a 2-hour stream, but... how it is. I'll be back in an hour or so. Until then, thanks for hanging. See you around.